Welcome to Personal Development Mastery Podcast, where you will find both the inspiration to grow and the actions to implement towards your next level. I am your host, 𝗷𝗀𝘃𝗆𝗄𝗯, and I've been on a journey of personal development and self-mastery for 6 years now, and my mission is to inspire you to stand out and take action towards living your best life. In this podcast, I invite myself inside the minds of authors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, exceptional people who will inspire you to improve your life and also give you actions you can take and implement. So, on my ongoing journey of the podcast, on Thursday's episodes, I now focus on consolidation. Repetition is the mother of all learning, as they say. So instead of adding more knowledge, I revisit the previous episodes and consolidate the wisdom imparted by my guests. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the mindset of money, having other sources of income, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad book, achieving financial independence, how to deal with scarcity mindset, and how abundance is connected to giving. I revisit 3 of the previous episodes, and my intention is to distill the wisdom of my guests on this topic and share it with you in a way that you will find something that clicks, something that inspires you to take some action as a result. So, my 3 guests that we will listen to today are Halstead Ottley, Nikos Mavrakis, and Jay Munoz. And the first one we will listen to today is Halstead Ottley, who was originally featured on episode 29. Halstead is a successful property investor for over 30 years, a property mentor, and also a fitness instructor and a sport mad that loves helping people, as he says. And we will listen a short snippet of that conversation where Halstead discussed why it is important to have another source of income. And he references the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, which is one of the essentials of the essential books, in my opinion, in educating yourself about money. He also speaks about the mistake that many people make, which is they don't do the work. Let's listen to Halstead.
Robert Kiyosaki, so I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he said that you need to have 3 streams of income and you want them to be passive. Mm-hmm. Now, I had not come across that term, passive income before. But what that does, what that allows you to do is that you get paid whether you work or not, as long as you've put the work in beforehand. Mm-hmm. And some people miss the first step. They miss the putting the work in beforehand. They think, right, I've decided I'm going to be a property investor. I've done a little bit of education. Where's my money? That's the start of it. You then have to go out and now you have to do the work. But if you go out and do the work, and as I said, know what it is that you're trying to create, you can then build up the passive income. Mm-hmm. So property is one way, businesses are another way to be able to create these secondary incomes. And I think, this is really showing now that if you've got all your eggs in one basket, if you drop that basket, then you are in trouble.
We will now listen to Nikos Mavrakis, who was featured on episode 42. Nikos is an investor, an entrepreneur, coach and knowledge broker, and he's passionate about helping people improve their mindset to get on a path of financial independence. And let's listen to him talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad book again, and how when he read it, he found in there information that he wasn't taught when he was doing his MBA in university.
I agree. That's a very, very simple book for anybody that wants to get more knowledge with financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple book, and it's stuff that you read it and you're like, "Wow, nobody ever told me this thing. Why do I not know this?" I came out with an MBA, and I tell people I didn't know how to manage my money and multiply my money. I had to find that out by myself. Which is kind of, an MBA, you would think like it opens the door to executive positions in companies, and you have to understand money, but they don't teach you these things. I'm like, how is this possible, right? So Kiyosaki does a great job at explaining, what people need to do, and anybody. I think if you want to talk about financial independence, I think that should be a goal that everybody should strive for. Like, there's really no reason why people shouldn't do that, and anybody can accomplish it. I think within 20 years, anybody can be financially independent if they have the right habits and understand, what it takes to do so, right?
Mm-hmm. We will also listen to one more short snippet from Nikos, where he talks about the goal of financial independence, why it is important, and how the beliefs we have been programmed with since childhood can stand in the way of us becoming financially successful.
If you're relying on only one source of income and somebody can stop that source that's out of your control, then what do you do then? Right? So, and then somebody may say, well, this happens once every 100 years. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that when you do have financial independence, then you can decide what you want to do to live more authentically and have a better impact to the world. I'm not saying don't do what you love, right? If you're a doctor, a dentist, or an engineer, you can still keep on doing that. Mm-hmm. But you can choose how many hours you want to work. You can choose where you want to work. Mm-hmm. You can choose how do you want to work. Do you want to work with somebody else, or do you want to, have a YouTube channel and teach something else to people? So it goes back to, some of the things and some of the beliefs that we have gained from a young age, which are limiting to us. And one thing is that money is bad, or successful people are not happy, right? Mm-hmm. So it creates this mindset that don't go after that because it's not going to lead to happiness.
The third and last of my guests that we will listen today is Jay Munoz, who was featured on episode 71, which, as a matter of fact, has been in the top 10 most listened episodes of the podcast for a while now. So certainly recommend to check it out. Jay is a chartered civil engineer and a property investment mentor and trainer. He has a fascinating story coming from Colombia to the UK without speaking English, and then using these obstacles, not being blocked by these obstacles, and start to learn, grow, get a master's degree, start businesses, and invest and build a property empire. We will listen to him talking about abundance mindset and the connection it has with giving. If you want to give me your definition as well, what do you understand if I tell you abundance mindset? How do you understand it?
Sure, absolutely. Abundance mindset is mega important, actually. Mm-hmm. And the more you have, the more you should give. That is also quite related to it. So, and I come across this question a lot, and people tell me, especially what I'm doing right now, Jay, why do you want to share all your secrets? Why do you want to do that? You got more competition. And I'm just laugh and say, okay, fair point. But this is the thing, there's so many millions of houses out there, my friend. Okay, there is room for all in here in this business. And, also knowledge, this thing that we can give you now is like love. Love is not an investment as such. This is the thing. The more you give, the more you have. isn't it? At the end of the day, if you think about this, okay, and it's like humor. It's similar to humor as well. The more you give, the more you have. So, I'll say, look, I love sharing my secrets, because I'm pretty sure that at some point it's going to change your life for the better, and you're going to change the life of others.
And here's how Jay deals with narrow-minded, scarcity mindset people.
There's always been like kind of my mindset or my attitude about abundance, and the opposite is scarcity. You know, is for me is narrow-minded. You know, with that mindset, people usually are very grumpy. So what happens is because we are who we are, we kind of attract the right people sometimes. And the thing is, I see this also like in a really good analogy. The minute I know that someone has got this narrow mindset, doesn't share my values and principles, I immediately stop spending time with them. And what I do consciously is focusing on those really good relationships.
I hope you found something valuable among these parts of the conversations, and also something actionable, something you can implement yourself. If you enjoyed this episode, I certainly intend to do more of them to condense the wisdom contained in these conversations and distill it in a way into actionable items that you can pick up and implement in order to change and grow and improve your life. But I would like your help. Tell me, what is your biggest challenge? What kind of content would you like to hear? Go to personaldevelopmentmasterypodcast.com and send me a message. And a quick question before I go. Have you ever thought of having your own podcast, sharing your voice, making an impact, but you don't have the time or the computer skills to learn how to create and launch a podcast? If that resonates, then I have a solution for you. A solution that takes away all the complexity and allows you to concentrate only on creating your content. Go to my website, 𝗷𝗲𝘀𝗆𝗲𝗄 and get your free copy of my guide on how to create and launch your podcast in 7 simple steps. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in.